Hi, what are you up to? Whoever's tuning in, feel free to leave a comment, say what's up to you, dude. We're buddies here, right? Just an, oh, okay, or not. Hi, how are you doing? Don't be afraid to leave a comment. And I'm not trying to be, I'm not trying to be an attention whore. Just trying to, have some friends here. No need to be afraid to talk to a guy that just wants some friends, some people to talk to. And ask yourself, if you're willing to take the time to tune in and look at me, what does it cost you to leave a comment and make me feel like I have some human interaction? I'm just here to lurk. I mean, I'm not gonna get angry at that. I don't agree that that's cool. I mean, if you're gonna take the time to tune in, say fucking hi, say hi to the dude. What's wrong with that? Just want some friends. Have a lot of love to give. Just want to love on you. I'm just trying to improve myself. Unplug from the things that are not good for my life and plug into the things that are good. Maybe you guys are not good for me. Maybe that's part of the problem. Maybe social media is just not a healthy thing. I have enough going on, and um, the dynamic of our interactions make it where I don't feel fulfilled. It becomes a reminder of what's wrong in my real life, and I don't need that reminder. I just even if I don't let it completely agitate me, physically and mentally, subconsciously it agitates me. So maybe I need to unplug from this, from Facebook, from live video, from you guys. If you're not going to be friends, maybe this is, a lot of people have been doing that inventory in the last year. The quote unquote the block party, getting rid of people that aren't real, they're real friends or true to them. What do people need that for? If I'm unplugging from any music goals, there's no music agenda. Um, hey Aaron, what's up, buddy? If there's no music agenda, I don't need 4,000 people to advance me music. I no longer have a music agenda. I'm perfectly content just having 100 friends that are true friends, that are real, people that will actually talk to me. 4,000 people on my Facebook was to advance myself musically, but I'm unplugged from that goal. I no longer have those expectations. So now, maybe I'm going to start doing inventory. If you don't fuck with me, you don't talk to me, leave comments. I don't even need the likes. Just interact with me. If you do, I'll keep you. If you don't, I'll get rid of you. Just like everyone else been doing inventory. You're so dope. Why do you think I'm dope? Tell me about yourself. I don't really know you that well. What's good with you? I don't need you to hype me up, but since you said a nice compliment, I'm curious why you think I'm dope. I guess it would be nice to understand or know. You think I have skills? I do doubt that. Sometimes I think, yeah, I have good skills. And then other times I think I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm really messing with something that I'm not really good at or meant to do. Oh, okay. I am real. I do think that's one of my assets. I try not to be someone other than what I am. But I find what's interesting is I feel like the more I plug into this, there are times where I become less real. As an entertainer, I found that you have to try on different characters, and as soon as you do that, sometimes the characters you try on to entertain people really aren't real. And even though it's entertainment, I could do that and then stray away from it and then get back to my real self. I feel like it's too much of stepping out of myself, and I start to feel like I'm no longer as real, or I'm losing my realness. So that's another reason why I think I'm unplugging from this for a little bit. It just gets overwhelming, and when the benefits of doing all that don't seem, or rewards are not as big as like just the immense effort that I make when I'm doing that, and then the stress that I go through, it's like, why do it, you know? I can't compromise myself. At the end of the day, I have to put myself first and love myself more than even like any goals or agendas with music. So I know what you mean. Some performers are literally insane because of it. Yeah, I think didn't Eminem go through like a breakdown because of it? He went through like a nervous breakdown, I think. Remember that year he had to take like a bunch of time off, and I think he's still recovering from that. And that's it. Wasn't he named his album Recovery? I think it had to do a lot. And on that album Recovery, he had the thing called "I'm Going Through Changes." Remember that track? I'm going through change. I'm going through changes. Yeah, he went through it, and I think he went through it because he's more grounded in reality than most people. So when he acknowledged and realized he was losing touch with reality and himself, it fucked him up. Where most people are so disconnected that when they're disconnected and fucked up, they don't realize they're disconnected. Eminem is a smart dude. He realized what was happening, and that shook him up. I get it. Bob, what is that? The Andre 3000 one? To play the guitar, play the guitar. That one? What's Bill? Yeah, he was being mind controlled. All of the majors are. Yeah. Well, how do you think he's like when you say mind control? Like, what do you think's being done? So, like literally, like uh, not the tool. Like actively trying to mind control him, or it just happened. Like he got brainwashed through the whole process, or like the actual experiment of people trying to like control someone's mind. Yeah, but okay, yeah, I know that artist. So cool, dude. You'll have to put some links, your music links, on my page. Promote. Feel free to promote on my page and shit. Beyonce, I definitely would. Are you saying she's another example of like just someone that's controlled? Like she's just entrapped in the system? Because I feel like she is. I don't even think she's herself anymore. I mean, if you look at her performances, they're so entertaining, but she's like so part of some program, right? Would you say Beyonce? I think that would be a true statement. When you like look at the stage that she's in, she's part of like a program. All right, cool. The industry is inherently evil. Okay. I wish I would have known that before I fucking stepped into it. I had to learn the hard way. They give them the world whistles. It is tempting. You nailed it, bro. The allure, all that money, having the ability to get whatever you want, like in the physical realm, like cosmetically, get whatever house you want, like a $5 million house, a $300,000 Bentley, you know, all the clothes, all the shoes, all the jewelry you want. But it is tempting, like you to give up your soul and compromise your soul and who you really are, because as long as you allow yourself to be some character that they puppet and control, you're getting all that stuff. So you, in one sense, you're living like this great life and lifestyle, but then you lost yourself along the way. It is very tempting. It's like one of like versus like man versus machine, man versus technology, man versus nature, like the conflicts, the themes and conflicts of life, like that that conflict is probably everything comes back to that. Like as you live your life, on the things you do you compromise like your soul? Like to live your life and do what you do, like what are you willing to compromise of like your inherent natural self to get those things? And when you get those things, is it worth losing yourself along the way? So what you're talking about is one of the deepest, most profound things and points and lessons of life, because it kind of like sums up life, kind of like when you figure out that conflict, because it determines like what direction your life's gonna get or go. Let me scroll back to some of your stuff here. It's greed. So tempting because they give them the world for their souls. Yeah, really. It's greed, and greed is the root of all evil. Isn't that true? Kanye was a humble dude when I met him in 2000. He's not. He's been affected, hasn't he, Kanye? That's why people beef with me, because I don't want to listen to Eminem or Lil Wayne now, where they compare everyone. That was part of what made Kanye dope, and what like broke him through to the big things. It was like, oh, he's this humble dude. This is like, he's like a real dude. And then he went and he became affected by the world that they gave him. He's not the same Kanye anymore. And he is so sucked into the vacuum of this. He can't unplug from it. I don't think he can unplug from it right now. That's why he looks like he's fighting with himself, because there's the real dude, the Kanye that's that real dude that's really a good person with a good heart, a big heart. You can tell he was a good person. It's not that he went bad. The reason why it looks like he's always fighting with himself is because subconsciously he realizes what has happened to him subconsciously. So he's fighting with himself, the fight between his real natural inherent like real self that was like a real dude to this like fake person he's become, but he doesn't want to give up the sweet plates and dishes and rewards and benefits he's gotten from compromising himself. That's why he looks like if you could like put a caption on like a scene of what Kanye does. Whenever Kanye does something, you could like put the bubble there and say, oh, here's another picture of Kanye fighting with himself. He looks like the picture of like a person fighting with himself. And I think it's because of that conflict. It's like, no, I'm going to blow up in my own way, even if it means one show a month and no one goes. Yeah, right. I agree. That's kind of like what I'm trying to do right now. Like, I went on this live Facebook thing knowing no one ever really tunes in. It's like talking to myself. But I thought, I'm unplugged from any musicals right now. So actually, if I plug into live Facebook and one person even talks to me, it's better than just being lonely in my car and bored with nothing to do. This conversation with you has been stimulating. I've enjoyed your company. So it's like, where when it's a music agenda, plugged into some agenda where I have to advance myself musically, one person tuned in, it's like, oh my God, I'm so far at the bottom from where I want to be with my vision to rising to the top. But think about it like as a human interaction, and like what are your goals with having friends. Sometimes just having like one good quality friend is worth like the same as a million fake friends. So like now, one person tuned in and you're interacting with me, leaving comments, we're talking back and forth. Now that one person tuned in has a lot of worth, because I'm unplugged from the goal of advancing musically, where even 10 people viewed in right now would be like, well, how far am I advancing myself musically? Unplugged from that expectation and attachment and goals and agenda. Now one person tuned in and talked to me, it's like I have another best friend, like a good buddy to talk to, and now life is more meaningful than it was 15 minutes ago when I was just sitting alone in my car. Yeah, I know Zachary. In fact, I think he just liked a post I made. I made a post about daylight, you better watch your back, and then I put like 3 or 4 comments under that initial post, which were bars. I did like short little like two to four bar comments, and he liked a couple of those. And so I do know him. I think I've met him at a grind time event or battle a long time ago. He was there. Oh, he was a judge. Zim, right? He was a judge for one of my first official rap battles ever when I was with Grind Time. He was actually the judge of the Tank Lip versus Wise Guys, so I did meet him. And I talk to him from time to time on Facebook. He encourages me to unplug from all this. So maybe actually, even though now this is really where my heart is to just unplug from it, I'm really taking advice Zim gave me a long time ago. So he is a dope dude. But yeah, he commented just actually in the last 24 hours, he liked a couple of my posts or comments, which were, again, they were rap bars that I was putting out against Daylight, and just a new effort to plug into the Daylight, Tank Lip versus Daylight thing. I was talking some shit. I'm like, I'll hit him with a couple bars, and I guess Zim liked some of those bars, and he actually clicked like on the posts. I want to collab with Zach. Daylight is cool. To fans too. Want to check out my battles? I lost two, but you can see the potential for sure. Yeah, please post them on my timeline. Don't post them on this video. It'll be hard to watch. Well, he says he was going to battle me. I'm going to have to unplug from that expectation too, because that actually does start to irritate me, because I've made so much effort with the intent that there would eventually be some big battle on stage. Not for all that effort to be the journey, but those efforts to be the journey towards the arrival at the big stage against the big guy Day. And so it irritates me when I stay plugged into that expectation of battling him, and then it starts to feel like he's trolling me. I get irritated. So just to cope with the frustration, I'm going to have to unplug from any expectation that me and him will ever battle. And the odd thing is, sometimes that's when things happen for you when you least expect it. So if I give less focus to it happening, almost maybe there's better chances that I'm not being as forceful to making it happen. And when you're less forceful, it works in your way better for you. So he gets down with anyone serious about it, though. I don't know if I would want to battle him. I really like him. I don't think I could get amped up. Not that I don't like Daylight. For some reason, I feel like I could get amped up against Daylight, even though he's my friend and I like him. Again, I like Zach too. He's my friend. I like him. But for some reason, I don't know, can't put my finger on it right now, but I'm not sure why I couldn't get amped up to battle him. I mean, I guess I could. Like, if we were just hanging out and they were like, hey, we're going to put the camera on and you guys just battle, I could do it. But I don't know that I could get, like, totally hyped up about it. And then I wouldn't want there to be a chance that I fuck up my friendship with him, because I really respect him. Zim, that is. Like, I'd rather not sacrifice having him as an ally. Like, I really feel like, even though I don't know him well, he's like a real, true friend. Like, he wants to endorse and support, like, the best things for Tank. Even if it's not me advancing musically, he just wants me to stay healthy mentally. I think Zach really gets it. That's why I recognize him as a real friend. And please let him know that I got a lot of love for him. I battled this one. Okay. When did you battle Pat Stay? Like in an official battle or just like off camera? Yeah, no, for real. Okay. Just like some off camera shit. He's dope. He's got a lot of talent, Pat Stay. That's funny. At a strip club. No shit. I used to hit the strip clubs more, but I'm just like, now it's such a waste of money. Like, when I think of the money I dropped at strip clubs, and like if I had that money right now, I would feel so much more comfortable financially. Do you understand one of the reasons I haven't been hitting the booth, the studio, and putting out new tracks? Is I'm really struggling financially right now. That used to not be a problem for me. I always had the funds, and that's why, like, in just a couple of years, I had put out like 60 like real songs that were professionally recorded in the studios, and like now I go in the studio like once a year, and I think of, wow, had I not fucking wasted so much money in the strip club. I mean, there have been times I've spent like $800 in a night in the strip club. 200, 300, 400, like add that all up, that's gotta be five to $10,000. Like if I had that in my wallet right now, I wouldn't spend it all on music, but I'd record 3 to 4 really dope tracks and have some more things going for me than some of these other stupid YouTube videos that, do nothing for my whole career and shit. Yeah, and it is so fake. And not to like uh talk negatively about like a human being, but some of those girls have issues. Like, they really are fucked up. They are so trying to take advantage of other people's weaknesses. The whole thing really is disgusting, and I'm ashamed that I ever was allured to that. It's simulated sex. Do you keep pushing the finished songs though? It's good to take breaks for as long as you need. Art can't be created. I'm not sure what you're saying with the art can't be created. It looks like a typo. What are you saying there? And I also want to know what you mean by, do you keep pushing the finished songs? Whatever I have of like Tank Lip music, whether it's a YouTube video, a blog, or like an official Tank Lip track that was on the studio, I've always tried to promote the fuck out of anything I have. So yeah, now when you say, do I keep pushing it, a track from like 4 years ago, I probably don't necessarily promote as much in modern day. Maybe I should, because if they never really got that many, if let's say a track only had 100 views on YouTube, the catch 22 positive of that is there's still millions of people that never heard it, so it's as good as new almost. And I try to tap into that positive attitude a lot sometimes, and that's why I will dig back in the crates of my old shit. And even though it's 5 years old, I promote it as something new, because I say to myself, well, it only had 100 views, so that means if there were 1,000 people that were going to potentially view it, there's still 900 people I could get to view it. Who cares if it's 5 years old? And I would coach that to any music guy. But people have like the unwritten etiquette and rules to how like promotion and the game works. So like, some people are like, no, you don't promote an old track like that. So I don't know. I disagree with that. They all have daddy issues. Oh, just the artist creative pursuing the deadlines the studio costs need to not impede creativity. Right. Yeah, like sell the music anywhere you can be. You can, because there's lots of music to go around. Fuck. Yeah. No, I agree. Listen, Aaron, can we pick this up after, like, later today? Let's fucking chat. In the meantime, promote some of your videos and links on my Facebook timeline. A lot of times, and cats do it without my permission, I just remove the tags and posts. I'll delete them, whatever. I'm giving you permission to do it, so I'll keep it up there. The only thing that might happen is when I promote some videos, my shit will get bumped up, and after a while, people won't see your shit as easily. But I'll try to let it, before I even do any promotion, let that shit ride out on my timeline there for a little bit. And my next live feed, just fucking come in and chat with me like we did here. I'm in Orlando, Florida. How about you? Okay, well, whatever you have, no pressure. I was just trying to help you out. Again, I don't really have any music agendas right now, but while my page my page has ever been hot, but whoever looks at my page, maybe a couple people will see your shit. So I try to help you in whatever way I can. What do you mean by ATM? What is that? Because I know a battle rapper ATM from Grind Time days, and ATM where you get money. I don't know what you're saying. What's ATM? What? Oh, at the moment, okay. Shows how unplugged I am from like fucking computer terms. Sorry, I don't know all the abbreviations. All right, buddy. Much love. It was good chatting with you. Hit me up when I tune in on my next fucking live feed. And come to think of it, your name now is looking familiar. You fucking commented on my post the last couple years. You fucking commented like positive shit and liked some of my shit before. I don't think this is the first time you're tuning into my shit. So you're like a faithful supporter, like Mr. Brian Egerton. You're one of my faithfuls. Alright, cool. Perhaps what? I don't know what you're saying. Yeah, no. I know it's your first time on the live feeds, but I feel like you've commented on, like you've been around some of my posts in the last couple of years. It's not like your first time um, being on like the Tank Lip Facebook page. I don't know. I feel like I recognize your name. Maybe I just tagged you or something. All right, buddy. Listen, I'll check you later. Peace. Oh, you've never tuned in. Okay, this is your first time. All right, well, cool. How have you never tuned in? How did you know I was real? Like you said, you. Oh, you've checked out my music before. Okay, so that's because you were saying like you like how real I am. So like, how would you know that if you're first tuning in? All right, buddy. Peace.